Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here pushing this truth and sincerity. Thought for what y'all do. We love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, shalom to y'all. This is your brother Dawud from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. It's like your Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior or he is the deliverer. All right, he saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, you're a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, then you are Hebrew, Israelite, or according to the Holy Bible. You will not find black, Latino, or Native American in the Bible. So you need to know who you are according to the Bible, because of certain people in the Bible was promised the glory, covenant, kingdom, and salvation. All right, now if you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino, but you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, but it's a good possibility you could be a Hebrew Israelite as well. It does not matter what you look like. It does not matter what color your skin is. It only matters that your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had his name later changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning he is a prince of the power. All right, so let's get into this Daniel chapter 2. So yeah, this reads now the subtitle reads the king's forgotten dream. All right, so we're gonna read it verbatim. We're gonna break it down. It says, and in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled and his sleep brake from him. Then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans for to shew the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king. So of course, you know, he got his familiar spirits and whatnot, his wizards, warlocks, his witches. All right, and the scriptures tell you I suffer not a witch to live. See what that word Chaldeans mean, or it says. See what it says for the word Chaldeans. Kasdima. Sima. Who got the key to my beamer? Okay, it was a territory in lower Mesopotamia, bordering on the Persian Gulf. The inhabitants of Chaldea living on the lower Euphrates and Tigris. Those persons considered the wisest in the land. So, because really, Chaldeans are considered like, you know, they're like warlocks, man. All right, magicians. All right, that's who the Chaldeans were. The Chaldeans today are like these scientists that make these nuclear weapons and what have you. It's like it's raining extremely loud. Lord willing, you can still hear. I don't have any noise canceling headphones or anything. So look, yeah, I'll just move to the back. I'm in my truck right now. All right. So it says, and the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king of Syriac, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If you will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. And this is the thing with wicked people; they have no mercy. Well, not even about mercy. See, that was some thunder just now. It's the thing about wicked people. You do certain things, you know, no peace unto the wicked, and I suffer not a witch to live. So, so to hell with these niggas. But I'm just saying, you know, you on the wrong side of spiritual power. You're on the left hand side of spiritual power, and you know they're not gonna, you know, there's no honor among thieves, man, right? You know, so that's like these Chaldeans today, the scientists today. You know, they do certain things in secret for Esau, on the left hand side who worship Satan, but then they'll end up killing these scientists. All right, these modern day Chaldees. That's the same thing they did back then. We're actually reading it right now. It says, they answered again and said, "Let the king tell his servants to dream, and we will show the interpretation of it." The king answered and said, "I know of certainty that ye would gain the time, because ye see the thing is gone from me. But if you will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you. For ye have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me, till the time be changed. Therefore tell me the dream, and I shall know that ye can show me the interpretation thereof." And that which was smart, that's smart, man. It says the Chaldeans answered before the king and said, because only a prophet that's see the vision can do that, right? It says, "There is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matter. Therefore there is no king, lord, nor ruler that asked such things at any magician or astrologer or Chaldean. And it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can show it before the king except the gods whose dwelling is not with flesh. For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. He answered and said it to Arioch, the king's captain, "Why is the decree so hasty from the king?" Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would shew the king the interpretation. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercies of the God of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. It says the secret is revealed to Daniel. This rain is extremely loud. Lord willing, you can hear me. It says, "Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou God of my fathers, who hast given me wisdom and might, and hast made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter." Therefore Daniel went in unto Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, "Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will shew unto the king the interpretation." Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, "I have found a man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king his interpretation." The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, "Art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof?" Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, "The secret which that king has demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, and magicians, the soothsayers, show unto the king?" Right? Yeah. These niggas are liars. The ones that you have on your council. These niggas come with smoke and mirrors, man. All right, they're not true prophets of the Lord. All right, they have no real power. All right, they're working mischief and witchcraft is what they're doing, and that's not real true power. It says, "But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. The king's dream. Thou, O king, sawest behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron, part of clay. All right, that's just 4 major empires. So listen up. It says, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. All right, which was Yahweh Shai, by the way, but we'll keep reading. It says, then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Yeah. You know, which represents power, that mountain. All right, that stone is Yahweh Shai, which we can go to Acts chapter 4, verse 11. All right, to get the true understanding about him being the chief cornerstone. It says the interpretation, Babylon, the first kingdom. So it's telling you what it is. It says, this is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And whosoever and wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. Yeah, so he said Babylon is the head of gold. He said, you, Nebuchadnezzar, you are the head of gold. Your empire is the head of the gold. All right? Because he saw a great big statue, right? It says Medo-Persian in Greece. All right, so this is letting you know what the second empire is, which is the gold and silver. It says, well, it's going to tell you. It says, and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and a third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over the earth. All right, so the Medo-Persian empire, and then Greece being the brass. All right, it says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. Yeah, because that wound that was deadly wound that was healed. It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes part of the potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with clay. That's talking about America, because Rome is the iron, but part of that iron and clay is with the iron in it is America, who has Rome, the image of Rome, the system of Rome. All right, the image of the beast, right, which is the Roman system, that Senate house, right, that voting system, right, that their beliefs, you know, the symbol of the eagle, and all these different things. That's but it's divided. This house is divided, right? America is the divided place. It says the divine kingdom. And in those days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. We know which kingdom that's talking about. All right, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Israel. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, Salakia. Salakia. Verse 45, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, The great the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dreams Salakia is certain, and interpretation thereof sure. Then the king, well, so that was all right. So we got what the four kingdoms was. Yahweh Shai is that stone that broke the statue. I gotta go because I got my rib calling me. So Lord willing, he was edified. I want to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Shai, Bashem Kakadash, the honor to the apostle, the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom.